Alright, so it's Saturday morning. It's about 83 degrees. I just got back from driving the car. Right now, I bet it's going to be pretty warm. Let's see what the temp is at. Obviously, it's been parked for like 5 minutes. So let's turn the fan and the water pump on. And it should drop down to about 180 at minimum because we were cruising around at about 180. I drove it this morning. And just to get some heat into it so that way we can set up the carburetor, we'll set it up properly as you always should. Obviously, it's been heat soaking for 5 minutes, so it's a little above 180 and with no real air moving in front. It's going to stay that way. So you can see everything in here is moving. Car's not on. I have everything on electric shift. I got the carburetor and I got my toolbox with all my carb goodies right there. So I drove it this morning and I love driving this thing, man. Just I love cruising through our little downtown area. Definitely wakes up everybody in the morning. So I'm gonna get to it, swap it out and see how it runs, see what the AFR gauge will say. Alright, so I got it idling. Surprisingly, with very little changes, we're idling pretty good. 12, I know it breaks up on my phone, but it's like 12.3, 12.5. I gotta lower the fuel bowl setting and then I'll try to blip it, but this thing actually revs really nice. So I'm gonna adjust that and then we'll try it out. Alright, so I took this thing for a quick stab and it didn't quite work out. So the AFR is good, but it goes dead lean on transition. I'm gonna try a pump cam, and then if that doesn't work, well then that's gonna be it. I just think it's a little bit too much. Looking at my jets with my old carb and my AFR driving around this morning, I think this carburetor is just a little too big for my combination. I don't think I got enough intake manifold and cam to really take full advantage of it, or enough gearing to spin it up. It also could be ignition, because in the one video I mentioned, the fuel and the timing do affect it. So I think my timing's still coming in a little too fast for that big of a pump shot, and it goes lean. It goes dead fat. So it's too much fuel for the timing curve. And so I'm going to change the pump cams and go from there. And if it doesn't work out, then you know what? I tried it. I really don't feel like changing the jets a whole lot. If this thing was really close, I should have been able to dial it in pretty good as it sits. I really can't go up in jets too much. I have to go down. But if not, JJ's got a really nice running carburetor that he can sell. Alright, so I wish I could do a pull video with me holding the phone, but I can't. But you can see off in the distance, like back there, there's two big ass tire marks. Yeah, carburetor's working pretty good. Now the only problem is I do have a slight off throttle hesitation because I changed the pump cam. This right here is giving me a serious lean spot. It's going to like 22.5 and beyond. For a split second there on transition, so I got to tighten that up. I only changed the pump cam in the primary because this has progressive linkage, so it takes a little while before the secondary is open, so I only changed one cam for now. And if I preload it and bump the arm into the cam and floor it, it's perfect. It doesn't bog or anything. It laid a nice patch. It launched really good. It felt really good. So I'm going to make that pump cam adjustment, see if that makes it better. It had a pink cam in it, but it had the oversized one. So what I did is I put a regular smaller style accelerator pump cam. I flipped it upside down, so now it's got a really, really aggressive fuel curve and it dumps a ton of fuel. So what that tells me is I need a lot of initial fuel off the hit. And with my other carburetor, I had maybe not enough fuel for the timing I had, so I had to go with smaller pump cams. Now I'm going to bigger pump cams with this car, as it probably lets in more air. That's my guess. I'm not a pro tuner. I'm just tuning by the seat of my pants here and what the AFR tells me. But so far, I think I've been here a little over an hour, and I've only done two major changes to it, which was the idle adjustment, float adjustment, and the pink pump cam that I put on there. That's 3 actually. So I'm going to make this adjustment, and if it's set, then take the car back off, put my 750 back on there, and I go home. Alright, so this thing worked out great. Adjusted the pump cam arm to the accelerator pump. Perfect. No bogs, no misses, no nothing. I can flat foot it from just a light, low preload. And man, this thing rips. I wish I could do a video driving it, and the AFR looks really, really good, better than with the 750. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put my 750 back on there, drive it home. We're going to leave this carb specifically just for track testing. And if it does work, then I'm going to keep it and I'll dive more into it. But for now, I didn't want to go crazy and throw a bunch of jets and shit in it. It works really good as it is. We might have to jet down, but for now, it's really good. AFR looks good. I pegged it. Looks great. So I'm done. And I hope you guys can get some tips on your carburetor tuning. I wish I had a camera in the car to show you guys, but the AFR is digital, so it really breaks up anyway when I try to show it, as you guys saw earlier. So I'm done with that. We'll see you.